Today I want to talk to you about the entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? What is an entrepreneur? Are you an entrepreneur? Would you like to be an entrepreneur? Age doesn't matter. You've got to be optimistic, and your glass has to be half full, not half empty. And you've got to be intelligently naive. Now you're saying, what do you mean by intelligently naive? That's kind of an oxymoron. We're in the life insurance business, and that's why you're looking at this video today. But as we all know and understand, our business is rapidly changing, as is the insurance business as a whole. So being intelligently naive, as far as my definitive understanding of it, is having a background in insurance sales and insurance marketing, but now being willing to go in a different direction and look at where the future is going, and maybe stepping out of the box and doing something you've never done before and not really understanding where it's going to take you. That's the naivety part. The intelligent part is the fact that you've got the background, you've got the history. Do you have the discipline? Do you have the grit? And when it comes to being an entrepreneur, grit is extremely important. You can look at stories all day long of people that you may have read about who started with nothing and developed some of the most successful businesses of the world. I want you to look up Jerry Morrell, Five Guys. I want you to look up a gentleman by the name of Ed Doherty. Ed owns, I think right now, about 107 Applebee restaurants and 49 Panera Bread. It wasn't always that pleasant for Ed. Started back in '73 at Burger King in the real estate division. Got a better job at Marriott when they were in the restaurant business. They owned old chains called Roy Rogers. You may be familiar with them if you've been around for a while. He went from running Roy Rogers restaurants to running their big boy chains, and eventually I think he had about 1,200 restaurants. Marriott decided to get out. They sold to Hardee's. After that, things went downhill. But before that happened, Ed saw where he could really turn the Roy Rogers chain around, and he bought 14 franchises from Marriott. He went out and borrowed $1 million. When the franchises were turned over to Hardee's, things went backwards. Roy Rogers started losing money. First 5 years were great for Ed. And he went out and he ended up buying, I think, 9 more Roy Rogers and 5 T.J. Cinnamons, and ended up going the other way. I think Ed was about $4.5 million in debt, and he hit a wall. And he said, I've got to figure it out. I've got to figure out where to go, and I've got to figure out, through a plan, how to make myself successful. And he did just that. A great story to look at. So when it comes to being an entrepreneur, glass half full, optimistic, naive, grit, probably the most important thing. You may fail, and you may initially fail, but you know if your idea is a good one, and you really believe in your idea, and you think it's a good one, go for it, my friend. I'm going to help you do that through our series of videos and some of our consulting programs that we have. There are new avenues out there, and we know what they are. We have the experience to know that they work, and we're willing to help you get there. And if you really want to do it and put the time in, it will work for you and you will be successful. So stay tuned. I wish you good luck and good selling.